Solar panels generally have a lifespan of around 25 to 30 years. But what happens when they reach the end of their lifetime and lose efficiency? Contrary to popular belief, they aren't just thrown out as scrap. In fact, there are facilities dedicated to recycling solar panels, and we'll be looking at how they do that in this video. So, to find out how solar panels are recycled and how you can be part of making that happen, make sure you watch to the end of this video. So, let's get into it. With solar power's increase in popularity, there have now been estimates that by 2050 there will be over 60 million tons of waste from old solar panels to deal with. That's enough waste to build the Great Wall of China and have some solar panels left over. Due to this potential mountain of waste, solar panels being recyclable has become a requirement in the EU and the UK. This means that solar panel suppliers must join a distributor take-back scheme, which commits them to retrieving and recycling solar panels as well as installing them. As there are two types of solar panel in use in the UK, silicon-based and thin film-based. Therefore, there are also two different recycling processes to cover. Let's quickly go through each of them. First off, silicon-based solar panels and how they are, well, unmade. Silicon solar panels are made from the following materials: 76% glass, 10% plastic, 8% aluminium, 5% silicon, 1% metals. The solar panels are disassembled to remove the glass and aluminium. 95% of the glass is then reused, as is 100% of the metal. The remaining parts of the solar panels are then sent for thermal processing at 500 degrees Celsius. This evaporates the covering plastic, which is then reused to fuel the thermal processing itself. Following this, the cell modules are removed, with 80% of them being reused. Any cell modules that can't be reused have the silicon wafers etched off, which are then melted down. After this, 85% of the silicon is then reused, and so the recycling process is complete. It's as simple as that. Now let's look at thin film based solar panels, which are made from these materials: 89% glass, 4% plastic, 6% aluminium, 1% metals. The solar panels are shredded into small pieces to remove the lamination. They are then fed through a rotating screw which separates the solid and liquid components. After this, they are placed into a bath of acid and peroxide which removes the film. The materials are then separated through vibration, with the glass being rinsed and reused. 90% of the glass in a thin film solar panel can be reused. Following the removal of the glass, the rest of the materials are dried via a dewatering process. The metals are then separated and processed. 95% of the semiconductor materials in each solar panel can be reused. Now that we know how much of each solar panel can be reused and what the recycling process is for each of them, we can take a quick look at when they will need to be recycled and what you will need to do once they reach the end of their lifespans. As I mentioned way back at the beginning of the video, solar panels generally have a lifespan of around 25 to 30 years. However, this doesn't mean that they stop working. Solar panel lifespans are actually based on their efficiency levels. You see, solar panels gradually become less efficient throughout their lifetime. Over the first 20 years of their life, they will reduce in efficiency by around 10%, which isn't too bad. However, in the following years, they will begin to degrade more rapidly, and will most likely have lost up to 20% of their efficiency when you have had them for 30 years. But how do you know when you need to replace your solar panels? What should you be looking out for? First of all, if your panels are no longer producing enough electricity, that's a pretty good sign that they are no longer efficient enough. You should replace them if they are showing any clear physical damage. There are a couple of ways you can get your solar panels removed from your home. Option 1 is to do it yourself, although you should probably consider a few things before trying this. First of all, you will need a long ladder and good balance, as you will need to have a way to get onto your roof in the first place. You need steady hands and good knowledge of electronics. Solar panels are actually very delicate and can break rather easily, and as they contain electrical wiring, they could cause a lot of damage to your roof if you break them. You will need insulated gloves to protect you from potential shocks. Even if you have turned off the correct circuit breakers, it's still possible to receive an electric shock from a disconnected solar panel. They are designed to produce electricity after all. Once you have disconnected a solar panel from your roof, you will also need to find a way to get it down safely, which is no small feat when each solar panel weighs on average of 40 pounds. If you manage to do this without any slip-ups or issues, you will be able to then deliver your old solar panels to a collection point for recycling. Do be aware though that you can only do this if you have fewer than 20 solar panels installed on your roof. If you have more than 20, the solar panels will have to be collected from your property. Which brings us to option 2. Have a professional remove your solar panels for you. This is a much safer option with no risk of you getting hurt, and you don't have to worry about driving the solar panels to the recycling centre yourself. So not only is solar panel recycling possible, but it is also mandatory for companies that supply them. Did this pique your interest in getting some solar panels for yourself? It is actually something we can help you with here at Green Match. Fill out our short form on our website, and we will get you up to 3 free quotes from solar installers near you. Then all you have to do is pick the quote that's best suited to you. You can get started by clicking the link in the description below. Of course, if you're just looking for information on solar panels, then we can help with that too. We've got plenty of solar panel videos on our channel, like this one, and we'll be adding more in the future. To make sure you don't miss out on our latest videos, be sure to subscribe. Please give the video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.